color correct fine art images in Affinity by Canva so your audience sees what they'll get. The 2-minute method, professional results. Let's dive in. This one is very gray tones, very subtle colors. So when I go through these levels and color corrections steps that I'm going to show you, there's not going to be a big difference. I will go through that. But what I thought I would do as well is go through this other one, which is a lot more colorful, to show you that the same formula works whether there's a lot of color or if there's just subtle colors. So let's begin. For the levels, go to Pixel, New Adjustment Layer, and then Levels. You want to ignore this section, click on Master, and go to Red. Now, this is a very specific formula. There is a workbook that I have linked down below in the description, so do be sure to get that. Continuing on here, we've got the black level, and then we have the white level. And gamma is the mid-range level. So I'm going to adjust the black level until it meets where the graph just starts to go up from 0. Now, in this case, the black area is already at the wall, so I don't touch it. For the white, it's all the way over until you see this white line again where it's just starting to touch. I leave it there. Now for the gamma, for red, I go to 0.9 and you can type that in. Now I go to green, same thing. Black, it's already against the wall, so I don't touch it. White, I'm going to move it all the way over until it touches that graph when it just starts to go up. Gamma for the green stays the same. Now, I should mention that you need to ignore what's going on over here on your actual artwork because this is obviously way off until it's all done. And then you'll see everything is almost perfect at that point. Moving on, we're going down to blue. Once again, black level stays against that wall. White level gets moved over just until it starts to go up. For blue, gamma is 1.1. And yes, I'm very specific with it because just as the title suggests, it's leveling all of the tonal values. For specific colors I want to adjust, I use Selective Color for that. And that's coming up next. For now, go back to Master, and even though there's a big gap here, you can see here that if I move the white level too far over, the artwork becomes overly bright. In master level, I'm going to leave this white level the way it is. Now let's jump over to the colorful one. You go to Pixel, New Adjustment Layer, and then Levels. It's the exact same formula. Go to Master, Red. In this case, the black gets moved over because it's not up against the wall, and the white gets moved over. And it's red, so the gamma is 0.9. Oops. Go down to green, black, white. Gamma stays as it is. Blue, white is basically right there. And then this is 1.1. And I am done. To show you the difference between the before and after, what's nice about the adjustment layer is that you can turn it on and off and see the before and after. So that's kind of nice to see. And if you need to make any more adjustments after, you see this little icon over here. You click on that and you have your tool menu open again so you can make adjustments. So now I'm going over to Selective Color. Back over to this artwork, go over to Pixel, New Adjustment Layer again, and then Selective Color. Right here in this top menu, you can see that there's all these colors available. I'm finding that this gray is more brown than I want it to be. So I'm going to go down to neutrals. I'm going to move that up, move that down just a bit. No, I'm going to move this. Now there's a here that I'm not liking too much. So I'm going to bring that down just a bit. And I'm actually pretty happy with it. You can see here that I don't do a lot of adjustments here. This is down to a minor tweak to perfect. Right now, I am confident that I am showing my customers exactly what the original artwork looks like. So when they receive it, there's no big surprise. Oh, that's not what I was expecting. Nobody wants that, because as soon as that happens, there is a loss of trust. There is a loss of love. Might grudgingly put it up or hide it in the back closet, or worse, ship it back, where damage can happen. You lose your sale. None of that is good. So that's what this is about, making the colors accurate. So back over to the more colorful version. Again, pixel, new adjustment layer, and selective color. There's no reds in this case, so I'm going to go straight down to greens. I'm actually pretty happy with the greens, so I'm going to go back over to cyan. This is where I can up and just tweak things a little more. I can make it more gray tone. I can make it brighter. And now I go to blues. And again, I can see if this is working or not before and after. Now, remember the whites, I wasn't too sure about those. So here again, I can adjust things across the board. But I'm going to actually leave it just the way it is. In fact, maybe a little touch more blue. And there you have it. So before and after. I made the purple just a little bit more on the pink side. The green was where I felt fine with it. And just to remember, this is what the real before was. And now there's the after. The third one I'm going to show you is HSL, Pixel New Adjustment Layer, and HSL. Now this is a fun one for more creative work, I find. Levels and selective color are the tools I use to get to accurate and authentic. Hue, saturation, and luminosity, that is about adjusting the overall color profile. I mean, you can go into all specific colors here, and I do recommend that you play around with these settings so that you get familiar with it, because the more familiar you are with your tool, which is Affinity in this case, the quicker you're going to be able to do the job and the better the results, because you know what you're looking for and what to do. This one here, I don't touch this as a general rule. I'm leaving this more for the color funkiness, because as you can see, I can go any which way with the different colors sets. Kind of fun, actually. So this is fun because I can actually turn this one, for example, into a new print version that I can offer my customers. That's not a bad thing. In fact, for utility boxes, I made different versions of the same artwork over and over again for 11 boxes that I was covering with my art. That worked very well. Now, saturation is about brightness versus gray tone, and every degree of it along the way. You can bring this back to and lightness or luminosity. Now, I don't generally touch this one at all at this point because levels did that for me, but it's good to know about. Now, where I like using this is when I'm posting online. Sometimes if it's going to be a very large image, you want to reduce that brightness level. On the other hand, if you have a very small image, sometimes you need it to be just a little bit brighter to jump out that little bit more. So this is putting control into your hands. What is the purpose of this image? What is it going to be used for? Is it going to be an image for a pillow? If it is, you might want it to be a little bit more bright. If you want it to be a little bit more sophisticated, you might want to bring it down to a more gray tone level. So again, this is all control in your hands. And it's kind of fun because this is working with colors, which we artists, I mean, we're kind of suckers for that kind of stuff, aren't we? So that's making your colors accurate and going a little beyond. What's the next thing you got to do? Because you know that's not the end of it. Ever find hairs or dust or debris on your artwork? In the next video, I'm going to show you how to take out that garbage. See you in the next one.